Disclaimer, the comments made in this video are intended for entertainment purposes only and are not intended to offend anyone.
Do you know what autogynephilia is?
No idea. That's a big word.
It's men that get sexual pleasure of dressing up like women and being around women.
Oh, okay. Well, all right.
So,
okay, all right. That's crazy.
Well, so much has happened in the wokey camp, and I'm just here to fill you in. Hello and welcome to another video. Today, it's just woke people. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let's cruise through the asylum, shall we?
Again, I get asked by Democrats all the time, Charlie, why did we lose the election?
Oh,
thank you.
Okay, all right.
Because we don't dress up in dresses and go to events like this.
I feel, okay, now I think you're just a liar. You said you liked my dress.
Oh, that's a good question, actually. That's a great question. But I don't care.
I honestly don't really care either. I just know that's some sick fetish. Why else would an adult man all geared up in a baby doll costume?
This fat positivity TikTok star is complaining that makeup companies aren't size inclusive.
No, even the makeup brands aren't size inclusive. I was invited, keyword invited, by a makeup brand to attend their pop-up here in LA. And soon after my arrival, I very quickly made my departure because not only did they have makeup, but they also had clothing, but none of it came in plus sizes. So after I left, I sent the brand a DM expressing my disappointment that I was invited and they didn't have clothes for me. And to rectify the situation, they let me know that they had size inclusive merch that they would love to send me. And they directed me to their website to go check it out. Now I'm like, okay, size inclusive, bye-bye. Because it's very rare for anyone to be size inclusive nowadays. Now because the brand said it themselves, I was like, okay. Now I go to the website. Y'all, none of the merch comes in plus sizes. Not every item comes in all the sizes. It is just very not size inclusive, even though they told me it was.
Babe, I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this. The problem is you. You are not a little plus sized. You're not 20, 30 pounds overweight. You are morbidly obese, hundreds and hundreds of pounds overweight. And if you don't rectify that, it will most likely cause you to have an early death, a very premature death, or serious health issues soon. So the problem here is not that brands don't make an 8XL. It's that you are slowly killing yourself, and people in the name of compassion are cheering you on rather than being honest with you. And look, the whole point was it's a makeup brand. The makeup there was that you were invited to see was fine. They just also had clothes and that didn't fit you. Well, the whole point was that it was a makeup opportunity, a makeup collaboration, and presumably the makeup works for everyone regardless of their weight or size. So it's just giving you want to be a victim. You are incredibly entitled, and they even tried to be nice about it and tried to make it up to you, and it sounds like there was some miscommunication or an error on their end, and that is unfortunate, but ultimately, like, this brand is not the problem. And this is what this creator does. She just goes around putting brands on blast because they don't have 15 XLs, as if they should just carry every imaginable size always, even though only a tiny, 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 tiny percentage of the public would ever need it. Like, at some point, I hope these body positive influencers will realize that past a certain point of reasonable accommodation to the fact that not everyone is going to be a size 0, the problem might be you.
I'm very sure that the brand had L's and XLs. Lizzie the Reincarnated just wants them to make her a 5XL or something. They invited an influencer to check out makeup. That influencer turns out to be beyond obese and sets them to clamor to her. That's entitlement. Even Lizzie left the obese club. Might be time for you to work your way out too. No pun intended.
You're a teacher. Yes. What is a woman?
What is a woman? Oh, buddy. All right. So we define gender as a set of preferences that you have. Gender is a set of preferences we have. Woman is a social construct that we've agreed upon. Typically, we imagine womanhood as makeup or whatever. There is a difference between the word woman and being a biological female. Woman is a social construct that we use. Listen for a second. I'm telling you what it means. Woman is a social construct. We agree on these set of preferences. If I tell you that I'm a man, it's because I want you to know that I like these set of preferences. If I tell you I'm a woman, it's because I want you to know that I agree with these set of preferences.
Can men give birth?
Can men or can males? Because males can't. listen for a second. If you listen to your bio professors, you would understand there's a difference between biology and what we think
So
about.
I want to thank you for proving a great point.
What?
You are why we should eliminate the Department of Education. Thank you very much.
These are the people spending hours instilling their knowledge into your children's brains. He said womanhood is about makeup or whatever. That is very scary.
I don't know about anybody else, but I am petrified. At least he followed through with the blue heart tattoo.
I was expecting the said alpha to walk into the room or something, so it's the teenage tattoo. That's it.
You're black people.
What? I just woke up. What do you want with?
That's Chris. He has been appointed HR for this kind of foolishness. White guilt has to stop. It was funny, but now it's just sad.
Dear Mr. President, my name is Daniel Thomas Pryor, and I am a citizen of the United States, and I dare you to pass an executive order on me, you little fascist piece of shit. And for those of you who voted for Trump,
He seems like a reasonable dude. But thanks, Daniel, for ruining my day. I don't know how I'm gonna go on now with you upset at us. My sleep score might be impacted tonight. I don't know.
Why is the old wokey saying his name like it holds water?
I don't like that we give our military guys 10% discount.
I don't care. As someone who donated a little more than 10% to your ability to spout nonsense on the internet.
DEI is fine, but compensating the military isn't. Really?
Why are we giving a Trump supporter a platform?
Who were you? Anyway, whatever. Let's let her continue.
Anyone that is following Kylie Perkins needs to mass unfollow her right now. A woman that voted for a man, voted for a felon, that doesn't care about our rights as women should not have a platform.
You guys still don't get it, do you? We're done being canceled because you don't like who we voted for politically. That ship has sailed. We don't care. We're not allowing you to cancel us. He's not taking away women's rights. He's actually been protecting women more than the last administration ever did. But back to my point. The cancel culture with you guys is dead. We don't care that you don't like who we voted for. We could not care less. You need to learn how to sit down and be quiet. I don't even know who Kylie Perkins is. Everybody who's watching this, go follow her. They want to try to cancel her because she voted against what they wanted. Go follow her. Go show her support. By the way, Kylie, congratulations on hitting 1 million followers.
So Kylie makes tough love content, how to clean, who to avoid, things like that. Anyway, no debt in her account, and if you're on TikTok, you can join the follow train.
Hi, RFK. You want to come take my meds? You can take them. Come on, Bobby. Bobby and Donnie, come on. You can get my meds. Come on, it'll be fun. You want to take them? You want to take my meds? You want to take my friends' meds, too? We'll all get together. We'll go off.
Sir, are you taking your meds now? He didn't even blink. Whew, it is all in the eyes. You can just tell by the eyes. He seems like a well-adjusted individual. You're good to go.
RFL doesn't need to take your meds. But do you really think the pills are working, dude? You're this close to foaming in the mouth.
The reason why the left doesn't have a Joe Rogan is because we don't have that kind of centralized, focused, limited range of media that conservatives tend to buy into.
Okay, first of all, you had Joe Rogan, but we'll get back to that in a second. I just want to point to a response you yourself gave in your own comment section. Somebody asked you, what 3 to 5 sources do you get your news from? They were asking that sarcastically, to try to point out that you only listen to liberal sources. And then your answer proved them right. You said you get all your news from Politico, Al Jazeera, CBC, South China Morning Post, and Mother Jones. All of which are insanely left-wing. The closest you get to moderate is Politico, and that's not even close to the middle. Just to remind you, you had Joe Rogan. This dude campaigned and publicly endorsed Bernie Sanders twice. You had Elon Musk Tulsi Gabbard, Anna Kasparian, RFK. You had all of them. And the thing is, none of those people's positions have changed on anything. What has changed is y'all went so far left that they can't identify with you anymore. You don't have a Joe Rogan because a podcast of people whining about everything all day would suck.
Let's not forget that they also had Trump himself. Face it, guys, you're insufferable.
All these people out here supporting Ukraine, and not one of them heading to the front of the lines after the Ukrainian army said that they would accept foreign fighters.
So basically, Zelensky is a confused American lady in drag. She forgot to paint her hands red and to take off that USMC shirt. Otherwise, it's all good.
Every time JD Vance opens his mouth, I completely understand why his mom chose to become a crackhead rather than stay in his life.
I have never seen a group of individuals resort to personal attacks or insults quicker or more than liberal Democrats. These are the same people right now that are crying per usual because Trump was being a bully to Zelensky. This is a grown man with his pronouns in his bio, and like many other people on the left, I bet would either start a protest or cry himself to sleep if I did not use those pronouns, even if they went directly against reality. Mocking JD Vance's mom's addiction is not only disgustingly shallow, but pathetically ironic, considering that liberals are consistently found to have higher mental health issues than Republicans and conservatives combined. These people are not only the biggest crybabies, they are the biggest hypocrites. Their biggest shield to defend their illogical way of thinking is always humanity and labeling everyone else as being in a cult. Meanwhile, they are always the ones every single time to say the most disgusting and hateful things toward any and everyone who does not agree with them, are everything that they claim to hate about everyone else. Please stop wondering why the majority of America does not take you guys serious. We see right through those crocodile tears. Are not kind people who love and care about others. You do not care about bullying. You only pretend to care about people who allow you to live in the echo chamber of delusion that you live in. When who disrupts that, you will attack like a wild animal. Y'all are disgusting.
If someone talks about that guy's father, uncles, and cousins being in jail, it would be racism.
I'm a lesbian. Yes. Why am I not allowed to be here?
You would know that the majority of the LGBTQ community is going to support her.
That's not true. That's not true.
Not white, it's privileged.
How do you know? First of all, how do you know I'm white, and how do you know I'm privileged? First of all,
I know I'm privileged. I know I'm privileged. Honey, that's
so you're about white privilege. Do you know that the majority? Do you know that more African Americans and Hispanic people support Donald Trump as a Republican candidate more than ever before? They have. Yes, they have. Well, because he's talking to me, so how am I going to not answer him? Did you just? You were talking to him at first, now you looked at me, you're talking to me, I'm going to answer you. It's not about the followers, it really isn't. I have the followers already, it's not about that. It's not about the followers, it's about making up
your content, so it's shocking.
It's not.
Oh, he's got the Make America Great Again hat. Oh, and
you have a she, her, they, them, his, him. How is that any different than what you're doing? How is that any different?
Oh my gosh, I must follow this video.
But I'm gay too. My viewers, almost all of them, are gay and support Trump.
If those two did a head CT scan, I'm sure we would find that they actually share a brain cell.
You're such a beautiful black queen, like, oh my gosh, I love your hair.
I really do appreciate that.
It's so natural, I love it.
Thank you. Thank you.
So who did you vote for?
Yeah, I voted for Trump.
Oh, you ugly, fat, black, gorilla, abomination, like...
Now, it's a skit, but did she lie though?
I've never had a good conversation with you ever, or anyone like you ever about this.
Oh, I'm sorry.
One night, she will be drunk and crying about the mess that is her life. And she would ask some poor person, am I the problem?
I need the city to
protect me because the federal government won't. And if you think you're afraid of Trump, you should see how afraid of Trump I am.
Can you wrap up, please?
I'm shaking right now. I don't want to be here. I'm sorry, am I taking too long pleading for my life? Can you look at me and tell me how many of my friends need to die before you do anything?
Please wrap up.
Look at me!
It's my day off. I do not want to be in your DMs. I do not want to be in your email inboxes. I do not want my creativity writing diss tracks like Kendrick. I don't want to spend an hour applying glitter on my face so that you will hear and see me.
This is an entire circus, and we only watched a minute of it. Those poor people had to endure 5 hours of this at that council meeting.
Help me understand this. A 9-year-old is capable of evaluating their own gender to the point where they can make permanent, life-altering decisions about their body and their adult sexuality. That's going to affect them forever. But a 22-year-old engineering genius savant who deciphered ancient Greek in scrolls that were burnt in the destruction of Pompeii when Mount Vesuvius exploded, he's not capable of parsing out and evaluating government spending spreadsheets. I just want to make sure that's where we're at in the discourse. That's what's going on. We have those two thoughts happening in the same time in our head. Just clear that up for me. I just want to make sure.
Actually, yes, that is where we are. If it weren't for the left's double standards, they'd have no standards at all. Oh, shiver me timbers. Dinner and free roses. Who knew vegans would be saving relationships this year? Maybe they are not that bad, actually.
Like when you're talking about this supposedly natural food chain, like lions don't have weapons.
Yeah, they do. They've got a bunch of them on the end of their fingers.
It's their body. You know, we're not going out sinking our teeth into the throats of animals and ripping.
If we could, we would.
Their throats out.
But we can't, so it's not really the food
I can't
chain
fly
any
either.
longer.
Should I not get on an
And
airplane?
let's remember.
Well, no, because my question is, if a gun wasn't given to you as a child, would you have invented that piece of technology yourself? If not, I don't believe you have the right to use it because it's no longer the natural food chain.
Do you know how to make shoes?
What?
Do you know how to make shoes?
This isn't taking the life of somebody
It doesn't
else.
matter.
And I'm not, this has nothing
You don't
to
have
do with the food chain.
You don't have the right to wear shoes if you don't know how to make them. How does that sound?
Food chain is such an obsolete and outdated term in today's society. Can a lion go to the grocery store to purchase their dinner? No.
I think a huge difference between, you know, whether or not you have the right to use something like shoes is, in theory, ideally shoes are made by someone who's consenting to make them.
And
Obviously,
so
that's not always what happens, but
the bug you stepped on the way in here wasn't
No, I'm
consenting
very
to
careful
be-
not to step on
We're
that.
talking about conscious choices we make in our everyday life.
Okay.
Doing the best we can to help, respect, and uphold animals' lives. And you have other options available. You don't have to take an animal's life, but you choose to.
Well,
and that's
should
what
I
we're
feel
talking
upset
to you
because
about.
you guys are eating my food's food?
Most of the animals that are consumed by humanity, they don't even eat other animals. They eat nutrition from the ground, and so, or they get fed soy, or what have you. And so, it's like we're making this distinction that we have to eat them, but we're basically eating the middleman in order to get the nutrients that we need from the ground that the animal is getting anyway.
Nah, I understand what you're saying. I get it. But at the same time, just being on a plant-based diet is not going to work for me. I can tell you, I don't need to try it. I'm not going to try it. But I completely respect you guys for doing what you do. That's fine. I always come by the motto, live and let live. I really don't care. You guys do your thing, I'll do my thing, and we're good, you know?
But you're not living. Live is ironic when you're killing.
I'm not talking about that right now. I'm talking about,
You just said it. It doesn't just extend to
No.
humans. That's
I'm
human
talking about you
supremacy.
four individuals right here, right now. I'm not talking about Bambi. I'm not talking about Baloo the bear over there at Disneyland. I'm talking about you guys right here.
But what's the difference between letting me live and letting a non-human animal live. Like, I don't think that it would be any more wrong for you to kill me right now than it would be for you to go and kill a chicken right now. I think that would be morally.
And that's your point of view, and that's fine. You're allowed to feel that way.
Actually, I take it all back. They are insufferable knuckleheads who don't know half of what they are talking about.
Making that point. So
what is the point that you're making?
I don't know, but if a bitch was to get raped, first
Everyone's asking questions at the same time. I'm sorry.
Hold on, guys.
She's been being patient. Yes.
Are y'all leaving after lunch, or is this like a freshman thing too? Because I can't even leave.
You fought real hard for that question.
Are you gonna answer?
Obviously, I'm not gonna stand out here
What makes
during.
you think that's okay to talk to a minor like that? Are you her parents? Did you legally have her?
I think she's a young lady. She's good. She's legit.
So it's either their daddies are absent or he uses pronouns.
In your high school, did you learn big words that are not profanities? Can you articulate? No, you didn't. You don't have manners. You're completely unteachable. Did you learn oh my God, you have a okay. All right. Good for you. You would be funny if you weren't so pathetic. First of all, I'm not pathetic. Look at you. All these adults are looking at you and saying, look at this. They're looking at you talking about stuff. Okay, but you came on this train talking to me. But you came on this train talking to me. Yeah. You got a whole just say that. Listen to your lane. Just say that. You have a problem, just say that. You have a problem, just say that. I'm going to keep saying that. It's just your face. She brought you into it. She said, why doesn't he go for her? So I spoke my truth to you because you were.
Another case of the fatherless syndrome. Kids these days are so disrespectful, it makes my head spin. Well, that must have ruffled more than feathers. Guys, my puns are on fire today.
Why are we encouraging this? I'm a 37-year-old transgender woman and I recently experienced something significant, my first period. It was a beautiful moment for me and the euphoria I felt was breathtaking. I couldn't help but cry tears of joy, prompting me to share this with you. To be honest, I'm not sure if my tears and heightened emotions are a result of the period itself or the overwhelming happiness of being closer to my true female self. At this point, I no longer identify as a male. After being on estrogen for 4 months, I finally achieved this milestone. It brought on intense emotions and even cravings for chocolate ice cream and pickles. I won't go in detail about I experienced, but let's just say the euphoria was strong. Although I didn't physically receive the typical red package, I did feel a bit dysphoric. I hope that one day science will find a way to address this discrepancy, but for now I am ecstatic about the progress I've made on my journey.
Number one, let's start with the main concern. If you as a trans woman are bleeding down there, call the doctor immediately. Get in an ambulance and go to the hospital because something is wrong. Trans women will never experience a period, okay? Even trans women who have had gender reassignment surgery, yes, the outside will resemble that of a biological woman. But I will say, they do not have the inside structures to have a period. And if you are having such bleeding in the area, I'm gonna need you to get to the local emergency room really quick because something is wrong.
Delusions are very powerful, I must say. How out of touch do you have to be to actually post this?
I am advocating to give healthcare to all human beings.
Is abortion not healthcare though? Like,
no, abortion, if your healthcare is killing people, it is not healthcare.
People, why do you think, wait. Why do you think that everybody has to follow your ideology the way that you live?
I think that
everybody is Christian. That you don't have the autonomy to tell everybody how to be.
You do not have to be a Christian to know that killing children is wrong.
But that's what your ideology is based on. I don't know why you came on. Not everybody is Christian. Not everybody's going to see like the way that you
don't have to be a Christian. It's
science. But who do you think that you are to tell everybody else how they should think?
I think absolutely we should be telling people it is wrong to kill innocent human beings.
Why did she just start snoring right off the bat? Is this a rap battle or something?
You don't think so? If abortion were child sacrifice, would you want people to do something about it?
That's an appropriate face, sweetheart. I know it.
Children don't like it whenever their parents freak out. It does bother them. My signs don't bother the children, but parents feeling the guilt and shame of what they've done, and then they cackle That does concern the children.
That laugh is really something, I just say.
We were supposed to be on a steady, if difficult sometimes, march towards progress. And yet, just a few weeks ago, the United States voted for a second time to not elect its first woman president. Everywhere, women's rights and women's progress is under attack, overtly and subtly. And I want you to know that I am, and always will be, a proud feminist. You will always have an ally in me and in my government.
Might I add that Canadians can't stand Justin Trudeau. Can't stand the guy, but wokies on the other hand. Somebody come get their grandpa ASAP.
Y'all, this really gonna piss y'all off for real. Cause not only does my ID say female, so does my birth certificate.
Like, we all don't lie in form sometimes. Get a grip.
I really do feel like if you're not Black American, you really should not be saying the N-word.
I'll be real. I genuinely feel like we should just ban African Americans from talking on this app. Well, not in general. I'm saying specifically in these situations because it's like, you might just talk for the sake of talking. You even go on to say Africans as well. The original niggas. Yeah, lord.
I think her problem is the fact that Black British people speak proper English. Don't hate me. That's the only reason.
The hospital has my baby in a plastic bin while the other babies are in beds. See how all these babies are in beds. Look how they got my baby. Is it because we're Black Memorial Care?
Because I'm Black. The Black community's trump card. Y'all will pull that one without hesitation. I'm not an expert. I don't have any medical training besides MAIC, and that's just billing and coding. But the clear beds are the ones that you want, because it means that your baby is closer to going home. I think the crib-like beds are for the sick babies. So you could have asked that instead of making a video and looking foolish on the internet about to try to make a hospital racist for no reason at all. This is just proof that Black people can turn anything racist. They will just see something happening and be like, you know what? How can we blame white people for this? We got to blame white people. There's no way that white people are not at fault.
It's always racism. It's called a bassinet. If you chose to educate yourself, you would have known that.
Are there specific issues that you're like, I really dislike this, or I really do like this?
Immigration is a way more complex issue than they're trying to make it out to be. We can't just say, okay, let's send all illegal immigrants back.
The polling would suggest that the majority of Americans would agree with that sort of thing. What would you have to say to that?
It's disappointing, honestly, that a lot of people are just so laser focused on this idea that illegal immigrants are coming in and ruining our country. Like our country's kind of cooked already.
Even if your country is crumbling, should you offer your pieces to strangers who couldn't care less?
I have a legitimate question. A very legitimate question. Because if y'all want to protect y'all hair, that's cool. But why y'all can't take silk and satin and make a head covering in literally any other shape besides a bonnet? Why do y'all specifically have to wear a bonnet? Because you white people do realize that the only people telling y'all it's okay to wear a bonnet is the people who make and sell bonnets. And even then, that's not all of them. That's only a handful of them. The majority is telling y'all not to buy bonnets. Expeditiously, I need an answer to my question because there are plenty of other types of head coverings y'all can make out of silk and satin and protect your hair with it without it being a bonnet. Y'all don't have to wear bonnets.
So you're saying because they are white, they cannot wear a bonnet, they should find something else to protect their hair? Let me educate you a little bit, sweetheart. Here's your answer for your question expeditiously. Bonnets have been worn since the 1800s. Bonnets is not just a cultural thing. Bonnets have been worn since Little House on the Prairie days. And matter of fact, bonnets didn't originate from African American women. They originated from the Europeans. Yes, Europeans. So you're saying that white people can't wear bonnets, but there are white people dealing with cancer, dealing with alopecia, dealing with some type of illness, some of them. And they really need a covering, a satin bonnet for their hair to protect their hair at night. Satin scarves don't always work. Or silk scarves or whatever, they don't always work. So some people need a satin bonnet to walk out in public with a head covering on their head. Everybody don't want to wear a satin scarf or a satin covering, however you may put it. So I'm trying to figure out, so you feel as if, can Mexicans wear it? Can Puerto Ricans wear them, Latino? Or you just saying just black women should wear them? Like, I'm just trying to see. But for your answer, they're for all women. It's hair care, not race. Get you one. Links in the bio.
She doesn't even have hair to protect. Why is she bothered? Also, they don't need permission to cover their hair while they sleep.
I am here supporting Trump because he understands the American people. He listens. He sits down with the American people versus Kamala Harris. She does not sit down with the average American peoples. She's basically focused on celebrity status.
Gotcha.
And the little people, you know, we don't have a lot stage presence for, you know, political scenes. You know, Biden administration, where they really messed up is just listening to the American people, the everyday American people. They don't listen to the American everyday people.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to ask you a few questions. I'm a Trump supporter as well.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
No, I'm not. I am. No, I'm not. Thank you.
Okay.
I am an AKA African Incorporated.
Okay.
Why are you wearing the colors if you don't like AKA?
I'm not wearing no colors,
yes,
ma'am. No, I'm not.
Green.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not, ma'am.
Yes,
oh my God.
Because AKAs are not
Bye,
sloppy like that.
bye,
Bye, what?
bye,
Who's gonna say me bye? Who's gonna say me bye? Who's gonna say me bye on camera?
Is this New York?
This is New York. This is New York.
Kamala Harris, 11/11,
okay.
2024, inauguration, January 20th, AKA Pick a Green.
Good girl. Good.
Maybe
good.
you need to take off the colors.
Good.
Who went to Delta?
Good. Oh my God. This is what we deal with.
Wasn't the AKA involved in trafficking? Somebody fact check me or something. New York is truly a crazy place. Ain't that the truth? Well, that's a wrap. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit that like, comment, and subscribe. See you in the next one.